What is up, Broncos country? It's Tim Dog with the Mile High OUTKAST. Got a lot to talk about. As always, we got Mile High Medlock in the house. He's about to come through after the intro. We got a special guest, man. I love the fact that he's made the show this week. Great guy. I'm sure everybody watching knows who he is. So you know what? Let's get into it.
In the shadow of the Rockies where the orange burns bright, we ride with the outlaws under stadium lights. Mile high, we fly, no chains combined. This podcast a rocket and the altitude's kind.
Turn it up, let the city feel the bass. Every word's a touchdown, every beat's a chase. With a mile high OUTKAST. Broncos, we broadcast. Climbing, never falling fast. Full of mile high blast.
What's up, everybody? What's up? We the Mile High OUTKAST. How you feeling over there, Joe?
Feeling pretty good, man. Feeling pretty good. I'm finally getting over the whole Bronco loss. We moving on to the Nuggets and the Avs now. And still got the Broncos in mind though. Still got them there. But we're moving on.
We definitely do. That's why the title of the show is called On to the Next Chapter. Because you know what? We still got two great teams with the Nuggets and the Avs. We're going to get into it. Of course, we're going to talk some Broncos. But let me bring in our special guest. And I can't wait for him to go on because this guy, Libre,
what's happening, OUTKAST? How you guys doing? Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Oh, what's happening?
What's happening, gentlemen? What a great pleasure. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, thank you for being here, my bro. Thank you for being here. I know you got a busy schedule. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Libre, you know what, man? The title of the show is called On to the Next Chapter. Can you touch down a little bit for me? Like, are you ready to get on to the next chapter? We still got the Nuggets and Avs, correct?
We do. Remember, we have dubbed ourselves as Championship City because of what we're going to be able to do here over the next several years within the major sports that we have here in Denver. Yes, one chapter has closed, but it's the next chapter is up.
Yes, sir. Totally agree. Joe, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, like I was just saying, we live and die with the Broncos, but there's always more to it. So now we move on to the to the Nuggets and the Avs, and we're still gonna pay attention to the Nuggets, to the Broncos. We're gonna watch the see what happens with the offseason, the draft and all that. So it's on the next chapter. Like I said, it's on to the next one.
Yeah.
Well, and in my eyes, this is going to be one of the most exciting off seasons that we've had since Peyton Manning days. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much. Their money's cleared up. We got Sean definitely peeking around. There's a lot of stuff that's going to happen in this off season. Would you guys agree?
Oh yeah,
of course, yeah.
And we'll get into that in a little bit. First thing I want to do, let's just get that housekeeping out of the way, Joe.
Yeah, give me just a second. I should have had this ready, but
it's all good.
Knock this out real quick. So
before you go on, I want to say welcome back to Johnny. I know you were not only the condition, but the power outages because of the storms and stuff. He's back up and going, and just great to have you back on the network, my bro.
Yes, sir. Definitely agree with that. Glad you made it through all that weather and the pain and all the stuff that goes with it, man. So yeah, welcome back, Johnny. As you guys know, we are on the Orange and Blue Network. On YouTube is mainly where we want you to watch it at. We want you to go over there and like, share, and subscribe on the channel. Make sure you hit the bell for the notifications. So anytime we put a video out on the Orange and Blue Network, you are going to be notified of it. We also do giveaways, so we're less than 90 or so subscribers away from our next giveaway on the channel. So, like I said, make sure you're letting everybody know and getting everybody to tune in. We are on all the others, Facebook, Twitter, all the places you get your podcast. We're on all those as well. So if you can't watch live, you need to just listen. We got you covered there as well. And we do have shows every day of the week. Monday and Friday, we have the Orange and Blue Blitz with Isaiah. It's usually around 11 o'clock. And then we have the Bronco Bros on Monday at 7. Do you even Bronco Bros? So check them out. You know it.
Do you even Bronco Bro?
Tuesday, we got the flagship show, Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue. That's going to be with Mahi Viking, Jay Weaver, and Bronco Grunt. They are going to be on at 7:30. Sometimes they're going a little bit earlier, especially now with the off season. So make sure to tune in for them too. Wednesday, we got 2 shows. We got the Mahi Sports Symposium at 2:30. That's going to be with Doc and JT. Check them out. They talk all different type of sports all around the Colorado area. And then we have Bronco Libre as one half of Bronco Talk. And Don, they do their show Wednesdays at 6 p.m. So check them out as well. And they also do a show on Fridays where it's Viva Los Bronco, where they do their show in Spanish. So for anybody out there who speaks Spanish, have them tune in and they can still get their Bronco talk on.
Like I always say on that part, we're puro pinche Broncos, ándale.
Love it.
Yes, sir. And then our show is the Mahi OUTKAST. We are on Thursdays at 7, so make sure you keep tuning in and check us out. We've had a busy couple of weeks these last couple of weeks, so we're definitely just kind of winding down and getting into the next, like I said, on the next chapter of the sport. So we have Mahi. We got breaking news with the Orange with the Fresh Squeeze. So anytime we got any breaking news, like if Vance Joseph would have got a coaching job somewhere, we probably would have got on and let you guys know that. And then our three game day shows, they are on pause while the season is not on right now. That would be the pregame, the play-by-play, and the postgame. So next season, tune in for those. It's always fun with Bronco Rob doing the play-by-play and whoever else is on the pregame and postgame. And even though the Broncos didn't get enough dubs, we still want you guys to get your dubbies with Dubby. Jitterless energy drink. There is no sugar, no calories, no maltodextrin, no fillers, no artificial colors. So it's got all the good stuff without none of the jitters and the crash from the other energy drinks. They got a whole bunch of flavors over there, so you can be able to choose from whatever flavor you like. Man, they got a lot. When you do choose and make your order, put in OBN10. That is OBN10 at the checkout, and that lets them know that you came from the Orange and Blue Network and get you 10% off your checkout. So make sure you're doing that, and let's get into it.
Right on. Get that out of the way. It's Super Bowl weekend. A lot of the followers and commenters and guest hosts, a lot of them are going out of town. Lenny and Sandy, safe travels. George, Broncos Bros. He's gonna be flying out tomorrow, so everybody have safe travels on whatever you do this weekend, and but still have a blast. You know what I mean, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Of course.
So, as always, we always start this with first and tailgate. So the first thing I want to talk about, this goes to you, Libre. Man, I've been hyping you all year about your tailgate on the podcast, on the ground. There you go. My daughter Arcadia
What's happening?
coming in. She says,
Yeah,
"Hi,
what's
Libre."
happening?
You made an impact on them, man. You made their day. Just to go into that a little bit, me and George weren't sure if we were gonna have tickets to the championship, and then me, Joe, and George pulled it together and got it. But they were going to go tailgate, and I was going to surprise you with the kids. You know what I mean? And it's all of that. The reason they weren't there, obviously, is because I was going to the game. Too hard to get them back home and whatnot.
Yeah.
But they got nothing but love for you.
Well, you know what? Like, that's one of the reasons why I do this as well. It's for the love of the game, but it's bringing fans together, families together, and bringing the love of your love for the Broncos to the kids, because that's where it starts. That's where you build that generational stuff at, with getting the kids in there. And I will never say no to any kid that comes up and asks me for a picture, for like what was crazy enough for last year as well, that because I was on the game day program itself, which you could see right there, where people were asking me for autographs for it itself. So that's one thing I will never say no to. I make time for everyone because that's the type of guy that I am. But really, it's all for the kids. I really do it for the kids, because that's where they have those core memories they have, and they're going to remember that for the rest of their lives. And I'll always do that for them. And that's it. And I don't know if you could hear it, like in my voice, that passion that I have for it. And it's that next generational. That's what you're building up for. That fanatic fandom that they have starts with the people that are here now, what we're doing and doing this right now. And this is what I love about it. And it's for them.
Yeah, absolutely, man. First time I went to your tailgate, it was week 1. We played the Titans, and you welcomed me in, and it's like, all right, cool. Me and George are there as always. I mean, I think there's only one game I didn't go without him, and that was with Joe to the Raiders game. And that time you were a little busy because you had to pull the flag out or whatnot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So don't get me wrong, the tailgate's always there, and we appreciate it. But what's a funny thing? I heard a couple of weeks ago on your show with the Don, when you're like, oh, people don't know when the mask is off. And I remember I was going right to your face, and I'm like, hey, do you know where Libre is? And you're like, fool, it's me.
I go like,
oh.
Fool, this is me. I do remember that. That was like the funniest thing ever. You're like, wait, what? Yeah, that was pretty funny for that during that time frame. He's like, wait, no, you're not.
Yeah, man. We got your co-host over here coming in, Libre.
What's happening?
What's up, Adon? Hey, congrats on the 200 episodes, my brother.
Yes.
I tuned in. I left a comment or two. You guys always do a great show. So you guys keep up the good work, Libre. How's how's life over there with the Don, man? It seems like you guys got a good little relation. Not little, but
no,
seems like
big.
you guys got a good relationship over there, huh?
I think he scares me a little bit. I'm always looking up to him. I don't know why, but I'm always looking up to him. To get to the heights where he's at, I don't think I've ever reached that, because he has it up here, and I'm like, I have to go to like massage therapy because my neck hurts from looking up at him. Nah, but all kidding though, guys. This is one thing like super unexpected and all that, and I just love to have, the type of relationship that we have is so awesome. And it's like there's times when you talk to people, like sometimes you have to like force it to try to be there. Ours just comes naturally, and that's what I love about being able to have a show with him, because we just feed off of each other, and it's almost like they say that you're like cuates, like twins, like you can almost finish each other's sentences and so forth. So that's the type of relationship that we built over the this last year and a half almost. And thank you again, Adon. I'm glad that we got to 200, you being the majority of that, but let's get on to the next milestone. And maybe we'll do something a little surprise. Maybe I was telling him during the show, it's like, let's get him out here to Denver for that possibly 300 show or something.
Yeah. Oh man, he's got to come out for Denver, even if it's off season. You know what I mean? Who cares? Get out here. Let's go have a little. Go to
right
game or whatever, you know what I mean? I know he's not a Nuggets fan. Who does
he likes Bulls?
He's a Bulls.
Yeah, let's get
that's
a Nuggets
bullshit.
Bulls game out here. Let's do that. Bullshit. I know. I tell him that too.
Yeah,
bullshit.
He already missed that Bulls game. Me and George went to that
game.
That's funny, man. Yeah, Libre, we appreciate you being on, man. And you know what, man, I want to give you respect in general. I know you guys put together like last week. He said my name, but they're bringing in so many people from Mexico City to like come to the Bronco games. I know you're a big part of that. I think that's awesome, my bro. And it's not just that. It's for like the other teams. Like I remember we did an interview with San Diego, Chet, that tailgated with you through the whole thing, that never knew who you were, and you like literally taking pictures and stuff like that. So
Oh,
everything you're doing over there, man, I got much respect for, bro, including you know, what you did for my daughters and the OUTKAST in general.
of course. Yeah, you were talking about Juan Alvarez.
Okay.
Me and you were talking earlier today when he was on the show last week, and I don't know if a lot of people know who he is, but he was selected for the 2022 Fan of the Year. And that's the first year when the Broncos and the NFL started the Mexico initiative of trying to get more exposure from the fans from Mexico and all that. And they selected him as the Fan of the Year that year. Since then, I became good friends with him and all that. I helped organize it's the first game of the home game. We'll do I'm the official tailgate for the Mexico crew that comes up. So every first game of the year, it's always going to be that way. And what I love about this too is that there's fans that still come up from Mexico for other games, or that are still part of here in Colorado or whatever, and they always show up to the tailgate. And one thing that I love about it, but I think it's also part of the Mexican culture as well, is that they always reach out to me and they're asking for permission to come to the tailgate. And I always tell them, I go, you are always invited. You don't even have to ask, just come and show up. Like I tell you guys, like, you guys are already part of my family. You're part of the crew. Just show up. We'll have a good time. Guaranteed, I'll probably have some food. We'll have some drinks and all that. And you don't have to worry about anything. You're already traveling for the game already. Come over. Let's have a good time. Let's have a fun time. Because again, like I said, it's for one common cause, the love of the Broncos.
All day. And you know what? Me and Joe been Broncos fans since as long as I remember. Libre, I'm sure you know, I've said it many times. Me and Joe go back to 97, man, shooting hoops, playing, still college dad coach. So how you talk about yours and Adon's, you know, on-air presence, you know, that's why me and Joe can go back and forth the way we do. We've already been doing it before the camera was in front of our face. You know?
Yeah. I love that.
So let's get into some topics real quick. We're still on first and tailgate. We're going to go Broncos. We're definitely going to we're going to go on to the next chapter and talk some Avs and Nuggets. We're going to save that for a bit later. But let's talk some Broncos, guys. Joe, I'm going to start with you because I'm a little hurt about this. You know, I've been screaming Ingram's name all year. Everyone says we should drop or do something with him. I say we should add to it, maybe draft a tight end or get a tight end in free agency to help. But a lot of people are saying that Ingram shouldn't be there next week. Speak on that, Joe, my brother, please.
They're saying he shouldn't be here next year?
Yeah, a lot of people are like calling for his head, like he shouldn't be here. He didn't do nothing all year long. You know what I mean?
And that's not – I kind of get what they're coming from, but it's not necessarily his fault. They didn't give him enough chances to get the ball. You know, if you feed the guy the ball, I mean, he would have had more chances. He could have had more to show, but he didn't get the couple of chances he got, though. I thought he did pretty good. The Redskins game, we went over the Commanders game. We won the Commanders game without his catch. So, I mean, he was vital in a couple of games, but I mean, we just I don't know what happened with Sean Payton and some of his play calling where he would just forget about a couple of players. Like he'd just forget about Ingram. He'd forget about, you know, he'd give Harvey the ball enough, but I mean, he didn't seem like he was consistent on getting people involved in some games. And I think that definitely made people think, you know, they're like, why we gave him this money, and they hyped him up. They said he was going to be the joker of the offense, and it never panned out. But like I said, I don't think they gave him a chance to be all that he could be with the plays that we were calling.
No, I totally agree with you. I mean, you got to get him the ball. I mean, if he's dropping passes and not running routes, I've saw him multiple times wide open, like literally staring down from the nosebleeds. Pass the ball to Ingram. He's open. Libre, touchdown on that, man. Do you think this guy has to go, or do you agree more with Joe? Tell me how you feel about Ingram.
I agree with 100% with Joe because they didn't target him enough for this upcoming year. I don't know what the game plan was or whatever, but they didn't utilize him to what we thought was going to happen this year, especially with how you said it. He was the Joker. That's the way that they labeled him and so forth. And if that was the case, why didn't you feature him a lot more? Like, he had like 0 targets on games. So, and that's something that boggles my mind still up to this point. Is like, why weren't we getting the ball? And once you did get the ball to him, he was doing great things with it. So that's one thing I feel like coming up with this upcoming year. Now that we have Joe Lombardi Joe Lombardi is out. We have Davis Webb as our offensive coordinator, which I feel with that move is going to help out with possibly maybe getting Evan Ingram more into the playbook itself and being able to utilize him on the way he should be used.
Definitely. And like, so let me ask you this, Lieber, you were at the game. I mean, if he wasn't watching, he was on the radio because he's working, whatever. But you were there every single game. Did you, like, how open was he, like, a majority of the time? That wasn't, do you think that was, like, Sean telling Bo, like, hey, like, you need to find this, or Bo not just finding him, or they didn't have that connection? Like, do you agree? Like, was he open multiple times, like, in like, many games, right?
I would have said that if they were targeting him, he was going to be open because he was either a step ahead or something like that. But a good majority of the time, if they weren't going his way or didn't have his number called, of course, the tight end position itself is going to be a blocking tight end, and I think that's what's happened. But if you go back and look at it, you see Sauber out there, the Adam Troutman and so forth. They're the ones that you saw that they got more targets. I think it was just doing the personnel, the way that they set up the play calling, and then he just wasn't out there for when those were set up. But I think it was just a fault of the system or the personnel, the package that was set up for a certain drive, because I feel like sometimes they were rotating those guys in, and he wasn't part of a lot of the rotations when they were headed out for the tight ends. And you could see it. But once he was targeted and he made those plays, just like you said, that huge play that he did against the Commanders, that was vital. Like, he is in there. He's a playmaker.
So on that note, we all want to keep Ingram here. Libre, you sent me a video, and the kid from Vanderbilt. Do you think? I mean, I know everyone wants the Oregon kid, right? It's not gonna happen, and I don't personally want to trade up to even try to do anything like that. But speak on that a little bit, Libre, because you know what? I think that'd be a great fit. You know,
his body just like how, like that video I sent to you, just shows like what he could potentially do here in this offense. And it was the same thing like we're talking about last year when me and Adon were talking about it. I wish we would have either gotten Colston Loveland or Tyler Warren. Those are one of the two that I was actually looking for to get into as a tight end. And of course, they happened to go before we were able to pick. But you see what they were able to do for their respective teams. They were players that showed up and showed out. And that guy from Vanderbilt, I feel, could be that guy this year in this upcoming draft. I'm just hoping that he's going to be available at number 30 for us. You know, that's going to be the hard part.
Yeah, definitely. Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that tight end from Vanderbilt, right?
Vanderbilt.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely looks pretty good. Goes over the middle, big target. Good hands, and you know, it's got a little bit of speed, and you know, so I think that'd be a pretty good one to throw in here. Same thing though, you know, I just want to see how Davis Webb or Sean Payton, because I don't know who's going to be in full control, but I definitely think the play calling could help, because especially with dump offs, man, like your tight end should be a safety valve for you, you know, and, you know, hot routes, anything like that. I mean, your safety should be able to, your tight end should be able to be that for you. And I think they can, you know, he can be that as well as Ingram. So I think that would be a good upgrade for us if we were able to get him.
Yeah, that'd definitely be good. I mean, who knows what we're going to get at 30. If we don't trade up to make a move, if Sean's not like heart set on somebody that he absolutely wants, he's just going to take his pick of who he wants at 30. He's not a stupid man. I mean, his drafting's always been spot on, and we haven't had good drafting in quite a while. I mean, we did in the past year or so, but now it's coming back. And I mean, for what we did this season, I mean, all we're gonna do is just build. I mean, maybe not through the draft class. I mean, we're gonna get some picks through the draft class because I think we got like 5 picks in 4 rounds or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think
it's fine.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we're gonna find needles in a haystack, definitely. I have no doubt about that. Free agency, on the other hand, there's a lot gonna go on with free agency. And I haven't been this excited in free agency in 10 years, fellas. Like, because now people are looking at Denver and be like, I want to go to Denver. People know that Walmart wallet is opening up, right? People know we went to the AFC Championship and could have made a Super Bowl if, multiple reasons. The injury, the so-called forward pass. But free agency is, I think, man, is just, now that we're done with the whole Wilson thing, people are going to want to come to the Broncos. What do you say, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely a destination for some free agents. We got the facility that's being done out there should be completed soon, so that's going to be a really big plus. And people already, they already know about it. So, the players out there know that Denver is a good place for that the owners take care of them. You got a good fan base, and they know everything's going to be taken care of for them in the building, and they won't have to they don't have to do too much other than just get ready and keep their body and mind and everything healthy. And so we are definitely we're definitely on the map as a place to be. Who was it that somebody I think it was TJ Ward, I can't remember his name, but somebody was saying that like that they're already hearing from other players, like Denver's going to be a place that they want to get to. So yeah, I mean, like I said, with everything that's going on, the new stadium in a couple of years, I mean, we're definitely going to be on the state. We're staying on the spot to be for free agents to go to. So
definitely. What do you say, Libre?
How you said you were excited for the offseason and for free agency. It started last year. You could already see it, what we were able to do. Look what we already brought in. Quote unquote, the Joker. He didn't work out this year for us. Hopefully it can do it. It can be there for this year. But look what it did to elevate our defense. And then a lot of people said, oh, our defense didn't really need much, but we brought in some 2 powerhouses. Greenlaw, great guy and all that. Now he just needs to stay healthy. If we can stay healthy right there, trust, like this defense is going to be scary next year as well. And then especially the all-star, I feel like he was the all-star of this team. Not like, second, I guess you could say second to Bonito and whatnot, but Hufanga. Like, what a phenomenal pickup. And the best part about that as well, which I don't think a lot of people know, is that he turned down more money to go somewhere else. And he said, no, I want to be in Denver because I see something special going on in here. Mm-hmm. And because of that, right there alone, you're already getting players. And like Joe was saying earlier, Denver is now a destination city where players want to go and play, and they will give you a discounted price to be there because of the culture that the Broncos have already built with with George Payton being here, and Sean Payton, and what they were able to accomplish in the locker room, what they've done, and that's talked about already within the league, that these players are saying the culture here is better. Even Jarrett Stidham had an opportunity to go back to the Patriots where he goes, you know what? Actually, I'm going to stay in Denver because of the quarterback room and the way that the culture is set up. The stories were all there a couple weeks ago, right before we played them. Like, that alone speaks volume. That's a backup quarterback where he could have gone over there and maybe competed for the starting position, even though we knew Drake May was going to be there because that's their guy or whatnot. But remember, they created a culture here that players love. And, you know, players on other teams talk all the time. So loving that part about it, you're going to get great players to come in at a discounted price. And now that we do have the money from the Wilson deal now to actually use, this is going to be scary because now we're going to be able to build a better offense. And I think that's going to be a main focus during this offseason is the offense and whatnot. And if we can get that done, and if we, you know, love Cortland Sutton, but we need a true wide receiver one to complement him. And if we can get that, Cortland will go back to his days where he was dominating because now it's not all on him. They're not focused on him. He has somebody else where like that can be focused on somewhere else, and he's going to be dominant again. And I can't wait for that for this upcoming year.
Yes,
yeah, I agree with you. The whole Sutton thing is where I kind of get a little thing, and to each their own. This is why we talk, man. Whether it's, you know, on the podcast, your podcast, or just out tailgating, wherever we are. I just thought Sutton, they just couldn't find him the ball. He did have some drops. I know that. He did have some drops. But, like, in all honesty, like, I felt like he was just getting frustrated. Like, bro, I'm here for you. Like, they didn't give him that toss-up TD in the end zone to give him a chance, you know? I mean, the whole offense was out of whack. Sean Payton now opened up the playbook. Bo Nix running and scrambling, and, you know, like I said, the Ingram, I kind of feel like Sutton is in Ingram's where he shouldn't be. That should be your first guy to look at. And then, you know, like if you were to get Ingram and other guys involved, you take that double team off of Sutton to let him do something special. So I'm not saying that Sutton's still what he once was, but what I will say, if other players would have got the ball more, Sutton would have had more opportunities to do what Sutton is there for. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. No, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. So on to the next, man. We got Webb. He got called up. Officially the offensive coordinator. Congratulations to him. Of course, congratulations to him. I think it's deserved. I didn't want him to go nowhere. I'm glad he didn't go anywhere. He turned down a head coaching interview. Here's the thing, and I'm going to rotate back to you, Joe. Do you think, even though it's Webb going to be the offensive coordinator next year, do you think Sean Payton's still going to have that grasp on that playbook, or do you think Webb's going to get opportunity to call plays?
I want Webb to call plays, but Sean Payton is old school. He's been doing this for so long. He has to have control of everything. So as much as I would like Davis Webb to have play calling ability and duties, I literally don't think that's going to happen. Sean Payton is not going to let him do it. You know, he may let him do it in preseason. He may have a little more input, but at the end of the day, Sean Payton's going to be calling the plays.
Libre?
I think I have a little bit of a difference right here on that. Part of it is like, you know, he went and actually interviewed for 3 head coaching positions. Mm-hmm. So that alone, and then just right after the season, and I think he used that as part of his leverage as well, saying, hey, I know that I have this opportunity to go somewhere else. They're giving me good opportunity to actually do it. But if this is going to happen, I need to be the OC here in Denver. And guess what? They ended up releasing Joe Lombardi, like I mentioned earlier. Lombardi was gone, and then they now made it just official here at the beginning of the week where it's like, all right, you're the OC and all that. But I still feel like, again, we don't know everything yet, but I feel part of the conversation was I need to be part of the game plan here where I'm going to be making these play calls, because he did take control of the during the preseason for the Arizona game. He made all of the play calls for that game, and we did pretty well. Yeah, it's preseason and all that, but it's still there. You have a body of work that he was able to get the calls in a timely fashion and all that, right personnel. I think it's a whole thing. It's a lot more than a lot of people don't understand if they have never played ball before. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. But I feel that with Webb getting into this position saying, if you want me to be here, I need to take probably possible with the calling, and I want to be the OC here. and they made it happen. And the part of it is he works really well with Bo, and I think that's part of why they're like, yep, let's go ahead and do this. They might be 50-50 for the play calling duties or whatnot, but I feel like he's going to be involved a lot more than what people actually think he'll be.
Well, as a QB coach, he's already familiar with Sean Payton's playbook, right?
Mhm.
And whatever he's doing in practice, with that playbook, because Sean's not. I mean, he runs a practice, but you got the QB coaches a lot where, okay, we're running this route, we're doing this, blah blah blah, which a lot of things that you might not seen at all this year. I think it's a great fit for him, and I think you're totally right. That leverage. Look, I'm wanted elsewhere. I'm wanted elsewhere.
Yeah.
It's on you, Sean. It is on you, Sean. So what are you gonna do? Make a move. I'm here for you, but you got to meet me halfway. Correct? You know what I mean? Is that what you're getting at, Libre?
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, there's so many different things, man. I mean, like I said, we're only 2 weeks out of the loss, which like Joe said earlier, he's getting over it. I feel like none of us took it too bad, like we could have. For one, Bo Nix was hurt, so our starter wasn't in, and it was a great season for the turnaround of what we've been building for the past 2 years. So I mean, to get to the AFC Championship, it's not over. We're a young squad. We got money. We're gonna be right back in there, fellas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did take a little hard. I'm not gonna lie. That Sunday, when I was walking to the car and everything like that, that's why I told them New England fans. I was just like, man, y'all need to just kind of like keep a little chill. I know y'all won, but there's a lot of Bronco fans out here that are pissed, and they were understanding. So yeah, it was a little frustrating, and like I said, it was still a good season. It was much more than I expected, and second-year quarterback. Man, I mean, we're on the right path. So, like I said, it did hurt a little bit though, because I thought we could have got it done even with Stiddy, but it just didn't happen. And hey, we were 3 points away from making it a real good. I mean, if we would went up 10-0, who knows what would have happened? So, it
would have been a different ballgame. You know what I mean? You would have never been in that backfield in that situation to begin with. When you're talking about the leaving and you were mad, you were angry. Libre sent me the video. He goes, Joe's in this. You know what I mean? Denver Foods with the Benny's little sister. I will never say that dude's name because I will not do that on this show to recognize.
I'll be honest with you. When I sent that video, I've never heard of that guy before in my life, and it just happened to pop up on my YouTube feed while I was going through and watching some different videos on YouTube, and I was like, you know what? I go, and it's just like a troll coming into Denver. And again, he's just a troll. He was not even a fan of the Patriots. So he's just a straight up troll, whatever. So, but when I was watching that whole video too, because I even sent it to Benny too. I said, hey, Benny, just want to make sure, hey, look, you guys are in this video. And he goes, oh yeah, we've seen it. We're aware of it. And I said, okay, perfect. I go, as long as you guys are aware, whatever, that's fine. And I was like, that's why as well as I sent it to you, Medlock. I was like, hey, Medlock, I just saw you here at this time. Check out this time frame, because if you didn't want to watch the full video or whatever, but I don't know what made me watch that video. I think it's just because I was still salty about us losing, and I just want to see the type of crap that that guy was just trying to start. And it's like he's just a straight up shit talker. That's really what it was, and just trying to egg people on. And of course, he's good at what he's doing, and people bite into it.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? I will say one thing for sure, man, is we went and put boots down on the ground for that game, and it wasn't easy out people watching at home either. I'm not saying that.
No.
But when we had to leave after every victory, one of the only games I didn't go to was the Jacksonville loss, which I even told Joe that his son went to the game with Coach. And I was like, I'm glad I wasn't at that one. You know what I mean? Because every other one we went, and then to come out like that, and it was hard. It hurt. I'm not gonna lie. And here's another thing I'm gonna bring up, because Libre sent me another video, and we all pretty much agree on this. I would say by rule and regulation, that was a forward pass.
Mm-hmm.
When I was sitting there with George and Joe, I looked over at George and I told George, I go, bro, they're going to replay this. They're going to review it, and it's going to be turnover and down. Mark my words. And he's like, you got to be more, and I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, I don't want to be that fan. Dude, I'm always hyped. Libre, you know that. Joe, you know that.
Oh, yeah.
I knew it. I just knew it, what was going to happen. And then that short fielders, the defense did nothing wrong all game, man. They killed it. They did what they had to do. They got scored on because they got, they were against their own end zone. Libre, was it a forward pass?
When you go back into it and you read the rule book, it's a forward pass. I said it from even I'm up in the 5th level. So I'm up on top, and I said from the beginning, I said that was a forward pass. That has to be an incomplete. That's a forward pass. And I was surprised that play was not reviewed itself, because if they would have went in there and reviewed it, they would have overturned it and said, nope, it was a forward pass. By rule, it's an incomplete pass. And, it would have put us at a 4th down and whatever. At that point, we would have kicked it off, and the touchdown would have never occurred because of the way our defense was playing. But you know what? It is what it is. There's been other calls and other games that happen, even to Sean Payton, like that call when that blatant, pass interference call in New Orleans when that happened in the playoffs, stuff happens, that's all you can do. Play for the next, yes, it happened to where it ended our season, but guess what? It just makes this team stronger, makes them want it more, and I'm ready for it. And I can't wait for it. That's all I gotta say. But like going to the fact about leaving the games and so forth, and about how hyped up some of the times that the fans are saying, all right, we won. One thing, like during the Buffalo game, I work with a couple of Buffalo Bill fans, and they were at the game as well. And they're like, you know what? We're kind of disappointed in the Broncos fans right now, because you guys just beat us to get to the next round, but you guys weren't going crazy. If this game was in Buffalo, like they would have been going crazy saying, oh, we won. I go, you know what? You're right. That's in Buffalo. I go, we here now in Denver, we know what we have. That's not about the respect itself, but it's unfinished business. We still have not accomplished what they wanted to do. And that's why they weren't going crazy. There was some chance, like, cheering and whatnot, but they're like, man, I'm more surprised because we walked down the ramp and all that. I thought there'd be more chanting and yelling like Broncos or whatever. But I go, no, it's because we have unfinished business and we're not done yet. And then especially for that game, that's the game. Like me and my son were just talking right before we came on. And I said, man, what the highest of highs to the lowest of lows for that game, because we're trying to get out of the parking lot when we finally get the news that Bo broke a bone in his ankle, and it just changed the whole season for us.
Definitely. I'm gonna get into one last subject on First and Tailgate. After that, we're gonna read some comments. I'm a little hurt. I didn't know about it until the Discord through our podcast, and Bronco Rob, they're talking about possibly dropping Riley Moss. Like, after everything he did for us this year, stepped up for PS2, and PS2 was injured multiple times. I mean, I don't know if he was first or second, but he's one of the most targeted cornerbacks in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Vader last week that said it. He goes, I think only one of them went on a touchdown for him. Everyone's looking at the pass interference calls, this and that, which I think a few were bogus, if you ask me. I don't think there's any reason to not have Riley back as a starter. I don't know if it's rumors, if it's true, if they're trying to make a move to get somebody when Riley's worth more somewhere else. But I want to see Riley back on the other side of the field as PS2. What do you say, Joe? You're muted. Joe, you're muted.
My bad. I was trying to get this video set up for us, but yeah. If we do drop Riley Moss, I mean, I would want to. I want to know what the game plan is. Who are they going to bring in? You know, because I wouldn't want to bring in no one, you know, lower than him, and I think he's a damn good second DB. You know, so I don't know who else they would be bringing in. You know, like I think he was a solid DB number 2 for us. I thought he did real good. He was aggressive. He did get some PIs, but I think a lot of them were, you know, ticky-tack PI calls, and I thought he did a hell of a job. He could clean up on his tackling a little bit, but I mean that's almost anybody could say that about, you know. So as a DB number 2, I thought he was solid over there. I don't see no reason why we need to let him go. We have cap money, so I just don't know what the play would be to let him go and who they're thinking to bring in.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, dude should have been running track this year as much as he ran up and down that field. You know what I mean? So, Libre, how do you feel about this situation?
This is the first time me hearing it as well. And I, like you say, who's actually going to bring him in? Like, who's going to be the one that's going to replace Riley Moss? And if you go back and look at the numbers, he was one of the best DBs in the whole league, even though he has the most targets, because he had that magnifying glass on him. Because yes, you are playing opposite of PS2, but that's just already going to happen in general. But he did such a great job, and he was a true shutdown corner. Like Joe said, those ticky-tacky, PIs that were out there, you could say about at least half of them were like, really, was that really a PI? Or you're just trying to, just because he's not PS2, that's why you're throwing the flag.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Riley's Riley. I had him all year, man. That's been my dude. Yep. And he stepped up in multiple times, and he took a beating by the media. Not only the media, but even just in itself. Riley, come on, he's no PS2. Who is a PS2? Come on. We got the best cornerback on one side, and Riley's up for the task. This is like playing with Champ Bailey back in the day. That number 2 CB is going to get thrown at 10 times more, but that's what a number 2 CB is ready for. I'm going to prove myself. Mm-hmm. You know what? PS2 is going to follow that number 1 wide receiver anywhere he goes. I got this. I've seen him do it off motions. You know what I mean? I've seen him shut it down. Now, Riley, you got to do your job. And I think Riley did, for as many targets as he had, and all considering, and the mainstream media on it, man, I think he just was a soldier all year long, fellas.
Oh, yeah. No, I definitely agree.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we get into this next one, you got some comments, Joe?
Yep. Let me get to that in just a second here. And I definitely do have some comments. Let me get that set up here.
I know we just start talking about. See what happens, Libre? We get away from it, bro. We're just rapping like we're under at the tailgate. You know what I mean?
Hey, and that's what I love about this, because this we do talk about this stuff at the tailgate, and that's what I love about it.
All right, yes. Let me find out where I'm gonna start at here. We got George hopping in. He said, "What's happening, my bros? Libre in his house."
Hey. What's happening, my bro?
Do you even Broncos, bros?
Weaver popping in. He said, reposted the stream. And what
up, Jay?
What's up, Dream Weaver?
Pops in the house. Shout out, mom and dad. I know y'all watching. My dad said it's a numbers game. Some guys get caught up in the numbers. That's what's going to happen to Ingram. Exactly. What have you did for me lately, league? So,
yeah, agreed. I'm glad that we can see it for what it is, though. I mean, you're a coach. You're not wrong at all. But it hurts because he didn't get the targets. I don't think he got the opportunity that he should have. Keep going, Joe. Shout out to Coach.
We got your daughter coming in. She says, "Hi, everyone. What's up?"
Hey, my boo boo.
What's happening?
She's a Libre fan. She wants an autograph.
Hey, you know what? I got her. Watch. What I'll do. I'll get her the game day program and I'll sign it for her.
Oh, that's what's up. That's
Heck
what's
yeah.
up. Hey, Libre, you know what they told me? Because me and Joe being out there working lately, and I appreciate all the the respect and the just everything, your encouragement, all of that. But you know what they told me? Like, Dad, do you think you could be as big as Libre? I go, give me 20 years. Give me 20 years, and then maybe.
For
Hey,
sure.
look at what I'll do as well. Is I have some little stickers as well
Oh,
that I'll be able to give them.
you're the
Nice.
man.
Nice. We got limo driver in the house. He said,
Oh,
"Nice,
limo.
good." Shout
Limo
out.
driver, what's happening, bro?
Hey, my mom and dad watched your movie that you were in. And then I watched it too on Tubi. It's called Diamond in the Rough. So it's good movie. Thanks for letting us know. And it was actually a lot of it was shot in 5 points too. So
Nice.
definitely a lot of if you know about the 5 points area right down there by Cervantes and all that, Club 715. Yeah, it's a lot of that in that area. So definitely shout out Limo Driver. It was a pretty good movie to watch.
Oh, Limo's great, man. Limo's great. What an awesome guy, and everything he does for the fans as well. You know what I mean? There's just nothing but love. My high salute to Limo.
Yes, sir. Got Shy Varks in his house. He said, "Please pray for me." He said he lost his sister Shelby 3 years ago. So we are definitely thinking about you.
Right.
Prayers out for you, Shy.
Bro.
Yeah, it's tough to lose anybody, no matter whether it's unexpected, expected. It's always tough. So we're here for you, Shy. Like I said, if you need anything, I know you the other day you had some people call you because you needed some help, and we even have some here saying they're praying for you too. So
Nice.
we got Sandy in the house. She said, "Hey, party people."
Andy, what's happening, girl?
Hey, I will say this. She's at the airport and still tuned in to support all the Bronco community, the OUTKAST, Bronco Talk, Libre. Man, she's
Much love.
what a great person. When we did our segment, Libre had the time of your life. I hope you loved that episode. But I knew Sandy was gonna cheer up, man. I knew it was gonna happen.
You know what? She had me tearing, man. Like,
Oh,
I was telling my son, I go, "Hey, I'm not crying, bro. You crying?"
Yeah, and she definitely has a big heart too. She was on Shy was like I said the other day when he needed he was feeling down. She was right there, like, man, I'll give you a call. I'll help you out too. So yeah, definitely a big heart, and shout out Sandy and Lenny. So safe travels too as well. So you got people looking out for you too.
Yes.
And we have First and Suspect. Best
That's like a bot or something.
I thought so. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we can keep it rolling.
All right. Man, we're having so much fun, man. Time is flying by. So let's do a quick mile high memory, fellas. You know what? Let's not spend too much time on it because I really do want to get in to the next chapter. But here we go, mile high memory. Mile high memory. I like how Joe always does like a clothes. What do they call that in the business?
Wardrobe change.
Yeah, there you go. He always does that, man. Good job, man. But the mile high memory is about the one and only Hall of Fame coach in my book, Mike Shanahan. Mike Shanahan was, man, if you watch the John Elway documentary, I had no clue how close him and Elway were before he became the head coach. I always knew they had relations, but I had no clue. And to anyone out there that has not watched that Elway documentary on Netflix, please watch it because it's one of the best things. Oh my gosh, to watch. Libre, I'm gonna start with you. Give a mile high memory about Shanahan, man, or just who you think he was. Whatever you want to say about him, bro.
He was. Him has deep roots here in Denver. He was already a coach here before, and he wasn't the head coach, but he was already like a coordinator or whatnot. Having those deep roots already, that's why he had relationship with Elway so much, but just seeing him wanting to be here and just watching Super Bowl 32, that like is the best memory that I have, when Terrell Davis goes down and has that migraine and he's on the sideline saying, "Hey, I can't see. The best thing is, hey, I just need you to go in. You don't need to even get the ball, but if you don't go in, I can't run this play." And running that play itself, like him being able to get the faith, the courage into these guys, and these guys accepting it and saying, "You know what, coach, I trust you to whatever you need me to do." And all TD had to do is just fake like he was getting it. And then you look at that play, you can see like they weren't going to hand it off to TD at all. And then being able to do that, the rollout on that, the bootleg on it, and being able to get that touchdown, like I think that's one of the memories that I have that's vivid in there. Being us to get that first championship here in Denver for us, I think that will be one of my core memories, just seeing that over and over. And it's like, how can you not love a guy like that? And you can see that the players love him as well, that they'll go out there not able to see and still be out there in a professional game, the biggest stage in the world, and you go out there and do that for your coach.
Yeah, what did he tell him? He goes, if you're not in there, they're not gonna believe that we're doing this. So like, we're not gonna give you the ball, but if you're not in there, they're not gonna buy it. So yeah, I what a great Mile High memory, Libre. I love that.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. And same thing. I mean, when we got him, I knew we had something special. I was still, I wasn't sure if we could get it all the way done, but I knew we had a team that could go. And man, with Shanahan, he was able to put it all together. All the players that came in, he was able to keep their egos in check. He was able to keep everybody focused, and to win back to back is amazing for any coach. No matter who you are. Even like we were a couple weeks ago, we talked about the Bills. That they got to 4 straight. That's a hell of a thing to do. So to have that excellence for season to season, and to keep that going was good to see. And like Lieber was saying, Shanahan just knew he knew the buttons to push, and he knew how to get the most out of all his players and coaches as well. So Mile High memory to Mike Shanahan. Like I said, Ring of Fame in 2020, and the first Bronco coach to get us our Super Bowl victory. So shout out to Mike Shanahan.
Definitely love that take too, Joe. Awesome take. Here's mine. When he took over the head coaching job, he looked at Elway, and he wasn't a Dan Reeves. He wasn't that kind of coach. He literally said, "You need a running game. You need help out there. You can't do it all by yourself. Yep. Let me figure this out for you. Let me take some of it doesn't all have to be on you like it has been all these years." Because that's where they fell short, is because Elway had to go against the 89 Niners. You know what I mean? That defense was insane, man. Ronnie Lott, man, you had multiple, geez. And you're going against an offense as well. And then Elway's going in with the 3 amigos with no running game. So Shanahan's greatness was looking at John, I am not going to beat you up in your last years. If we don't do this now, you're never going to get one. And it wasn't only just for John Elway, but it was for himself too. He wanted to establish, which he did establish, what kind of coach he was. If you guys remember, Neil Smith came over from KC on a pay cut, and Elway took. Neil Smith didn't take the pay cut. Elway took the pay cut
to get him,
so Neil Smith could come in, and that's the Shanahan vibe. That's what came from Shanahan. Guys, we're gonna have a squad, and we're gonna go do this. We fell short in '96 against Jacksonville. I hate to talk about that game, but they didn't stop. Everyone thought that was Elway's last chance. No, they came back stronger. And then what we do? We went back to back. And you know what? Without Shanahan there, I'm sorry. I love Elway with all my heart. He would have never got those rings. Shanahan put a system in place where Elway can run it. He can throw it. He can run out of the pocket. He can hand it off. He had options. That playbook, you want to talk about a playbook where you open up to a quarterback where I was like, man, I don't have to throw this ball 35 times a game. Great coaching by Shanahan. Would you guys agree?
Oh yeah.
Of course, I agree 100%.
Like you were talking about that Jacksonville loss still hurts. A couple of weeks ago, CJ and Alfred, Big Al, they do their show on Gorilla Sports, and CJ was they kind of got into like the things, and they kind of got into the Jacksonville loss a little bit, and man, Big Al was like, dude. He's like, I still get pissed off about that, and like you could see him literally getting pissed off, and CJ was like, all right, let's change the subject. And Big Al was like, that's just, he's like, I still get fired up about that loss. So
that's awesome.
And
I've never tuned into that show, but yeah, I'm sure he was like, I don't even want to talk about it, man. I don't want to, I mean, who saw that? Mark Brunell beating the Denver Broncos, man. That was gosh. Libre, were you at that game?
I was not at that game, unfortunately. But I do know like they could have been the first team in NFL history to be three-peat champions. But you know what? I think as well, when I'm looking back at it, even though we had the opportunity, because that 96 team was so great, but I think that's what fueled their fire for the next 2 years as well. Because if they won that in 96, maybe we win it in Super Bowl 32 as well. But I think it would have fallen out. They would have been complacent and all that. But that's what fired them up for winning the back-to-back at that time. So that's what you have to also remember is like once you win it, like you're not fighting as hard anymore because now you've accomplished it. But I feel like that was just the setter of us going back to back and the legacy of Elway and Shanahan and I can't still think about it as well. I still get pissed off at that game too, man. I still can't believe a second-year team comes into the Mile High City and beats us in the divisional round.
Yeah, and you know what? Like you were saying, Libre, they what Al said, because Al kind of was like, on that team, we were just looking to get that number one seed. We just wanted to get that number one seed, and so once they got that number one seed, they all kind of like just they kind of let their guard down, and they weren't on attack mode like normal, like they were all season, and that's what he said, and that's why CJ was like, you guys just wanted to get the first seed, you didn't want to win the Super Bowl, and he's like, well, we did, but like we were just so focused on getting that number one seed that once we got it, we kind of let down, and that's when he got really mad. He was like, that's why it gets me so pissed off that we let that team in here. But like you said, then that's what he said. The next couple of years, that's when we set our goals higher than just number one seed.
Well, look at the next year. Look at the next year wasn't so easy. We went in through a wild card.
Mm-hmm.
We went in through a wild card. We had to go to Pittsburgh. We had to go. Where else did we go? I know we beat Pittsburgh in the championship. I think we went. Where else did we go, guys? Because we went the Jets. Maybe I know we went into 3, but we had to go through the wild card, and we had to go 1, 2, 3, and play our asses off to do that. And Libre, your take on that just proves my point, man. I mean, maybe that loss wasn't like the work because it fueled the fire. And you definitely have to have fuel under your fire if you're going to win through a wild card. We were the first wild card team to win since '83 when the Raiders did it. We were the first wild card team to go through and do that. So I mean, look, and then that was the first time an AFC team won the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And since '83 as well. So I mean. It just fueled the fire. So, once again, I love talking sports with you guys. Everything that we're talking about, the memories and all of that stuff. Joe, you want? Okay, there you go.
Yeah, so we had to go.
I was just going to say we played the game here and then.
Yeah, we went to Jacksonville and got our
revenge game with Jacksonville.
Yeah,
beat the dog out of them. We went to KC, got KC out the way. You got to beat you're one of the best always. And then we went to Pittsburgh, and then we went and handled Green Bay in the Super Bowl. So
you got your revenge game, and then you go into Arrowhead,
you
get them, and then Pittsburgh. I mean, I think I can't remember if it was Al Wilson. I think it was Al Wilson when they were right at that goal line and he swatted it, and then that's how we knew we were going to the Super Bowl. I mean, man, that was what a great memory.
Yes, sir.
So let's do this, guys. Do you want to go into any comments, Joe, or should I go?
Throw some comments up here.
All right,
we had Biggie Bronco. He popped in. He said, "Prayers are going out for you, brother. I understand what you're going through. Lost my sister and niece a year ago in a house fire. So yes, we're all here for you guys. We're a community. We're a family. We all see the humanity in each other, and that's what I like about it. Because it don't matter if you're an opposing fan, you're out of state, whatever. We are all humans, and we're going through this life together. So, yeah, you're not alone, Shy. We all have had losses, and you will get through it. So, thank you, Biggie Bronco. And he also has another one. He said, right before y'all get out, what do you guys think if the Denver Broncos was able to pull a trade off with the Atlanta Falcons for Bijan Robinson?
I'll take this. Let me take this one real quick because I was watching the NFL honors right before we came on, and it sounds like Bijan Robinson is excited about his new head coach. He says that they've been talking every day since he's been announced and whatnot. So if we can pull something off like that, I would love that because he's that type of running back that's going to be able to run between the tackles, which I still feel that we need right now. But it's going to be hard. What are we giving up for it? Is it going to be draft capital? We don't have that many picks this upcoming year as well. What type of draft capital are we going to do? Because a lot of the trades here in the NFL, that's what they want to do right now because they don't like to do player per player like the NBA because today was the trade line for the NBA itself. But the NFL is different. They want picks. And what is it going to be worth it? Is it the number 1 pick? Is number 30 too low for them in the first round for Bijan? That's going to be a scenario because I don't think we want to take away for the next year as well.
Exactly.
Even though with that, it's going to be number 32 for next year. So either way, do you want 30 or 32? Really when it comes down to it.
Say that again, Libre. What draft pick we're going to get the following season?
I like to say number 32.
There you go.
That matches our first Super Bowl, doesn't it? Super Bowl 42.
There you go.
I love the way you casually went into it, though. You're like, yeah, because we're gonna get the 32nd pick. Yeah, yeah.
Confidence. Say it with confidence. Like they say it with your chest.
I just think it's too much. I just think it's too much. I mean, to give it up all. I mean, it'd be great, but I think the cost of the price is. I don't know. No, I'm not comfortable with it.
Biggie Bronco says, I'm thinking something like a first-round draft pick this year, second-round pick next year, and a third-round pick in the year after, if that would get it done.
Honestly, I don't think that will get it done. I think a third year, in 3 years down the road for another third pick, I think they're going to probably want at least a second and third, say, next year because they need to build quick as well. And so with that option, I don't think it's going to be feasible. I don't think it's not. The price for that is, I think, a little pricey as well.
It's not a bad move by Atlanta to want to do this, but they're definitely going to be like, hey, I need these picks because they're in a rebuild. I mean, they're in a huge rebuild. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? So they're gonna here. It's kind of like just here, take the star, but I'm gonna pick my crop of your picks and. Then all of a sudden, what are we left with? Free agency is always there, but I'm a Dobbins fan, so if we can figure out a way to not make him work, like my brother George said, as long as he's not a workhorse for 17 games, he can stay healthy. Figure out another running back in a system where it's two running backs going into the trenches.
So breaking news right now from NFL Honors.
All right.
2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame class. Drew Brees.
Oh.
Larry Fitzgerald. Luke Kuechly. Adam Vinatieri. And Roger Craig.
Roger Craig finally got in. Oh, my gosh. I loved him. Even though he beat us in 89, I always loved Roger Craig, man. That dude should have been in years ago. And then I'm a huge Fitzgerald fan. Dude was nasty catching that ball.
Oh yeah.
Nice. I was somebody put it in here too, but I was just gonna say kind of as kind of what Biggie Bronco was talking about, getting having to trade for Bijan Robinson. I wouldn't necessarily be. I think we can do something else, and there's a comment in here saying that too. The person I was thinking about, who we should have probably traded for at the trade deadline, would have been Breece Hall. He's a free agent. I think we could bring him in here for with our extra money, and I think he could be a good combo back with even if we don't bring Dobbins back. I would like to see Dobbins back, but if we have Dobbins, Hall, and J.K. Harvey, man, I think that would
RJ.
RJ Harvey. I think that'd be a really good. It'd be a really good backfield, and we don't bring Bidet back. Do not bring Bidet back. I don't want to see him back. I want to see him gone. And
are you talking about free agency from this season or
yeah, he's a free agent.
But
he's a free agent.
No. I'm talking about when free agency when it hit in this season. When we're playing, because Breece Hall's like the only Jet that didn't get let go. He was like, because they just here you go.
So the Jets weren't asking for very much for him, and nobody gave it to him. But I think we could have given them what they wanted, and we would have had another running back there to cover for Dobbins when he got hurt. We just didn't make that move, and I think that was one that we could have made that could have helped us in the long run. In hindsight, now looking back, but like I said, he's a free agent now, so I mean, no reason not to bring him in for a look, and
No, yeah, definitely. I just thought they had a hold on Breece Hall there. Like, we're not letting you go until we get something that we want. Okay, so I'm wrong. You guys are right. I'll just leave the show. Whatever. No.
All right. So now with the Mile High Outcast is now Medlock and Libre. No, but if you guys listened to the show yesterday, I said the exact. He's gone. I said that in my podcast yesterday with Adon, and I was like, hey, I go, if we can get Breece Hall in here, that's going to be a great pickup, and I feel like we're going to be able to get that set up in here. And another guy that I also said as well is going to be Kenneth Walker III. Right now, he's going to be playing in the Super Bowl this weekend, but again, he's a backup running back for the Seahawks, and he's going to be a free agent. And he's going to be a free agent this upcoming season here in March when the free agency starts. And if we can get him here as well, why not make him get another Super Bowl back-to-back years with two different teams, and let's get him the MVP this upcoming year for the Super Bowl. But I also feel like he's going to be a difference maker in this game. And if we can get either one of those two, that's a major victory for the Broncos. And I feel like we can get one of those guys here.
Definitely. There's so many things that we like. Am I echoing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Today.
Go ahead, Joe.
Tim Dog goes.
Yeah.
What about now?
You're good. I think it was you too. All of us.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, no, those are, dude, like we said, we already said this earlier. People are going to want to come here. Free agent running backs. Dobbins got to be a little scared right now. I mean, Bidet is definitely going to be gone. We're going to see possibly a new core of running backs through free agency. Maybe tight end, so many positions. You know what I mean? It's man, this free agency. I mean, and you're right, Libre. It did start last year. You're right. The only difference is that we don't have that Wilson thing on us anymore. It's done. It's over. And now we can just go shopping. And like Bronco Rob always says, we got that Walmart money, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
You moving?
Yeah. Do you want to do any comments first, or do you want me to just go into it?
Let's just go into it.
All right. Let me get this up, my brother. So we're gonna go straight into. Actually, hold on. I
Put some
forgot.
props on it.
Put some props. So what up, my high outcast? We're here with Libre, and as always, we're gonna put some props on it. Libre, oh, we got the little one over there. What's up? How you doing?
What's up? How you doing?
Good.
I can't see you.
I know your tag is covering him, Joe. Just switch seats with him. Yeah, there you go.
I'll put some props on it for him when it comes around.
All right.
Giovanni, what's up, my bro? Thank you for being on the show, my brother.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We'll get you into it. Like I said, like always, I'm gonna let the guests go first, like we always do. Libre, thank you so much again. Let's put some props on it, whether it's Nuggets, Avs, Broncos, coaches, ownership, players, whatever it is.
And
choose one person, bro, and put some props on it for somebody.
So I'm going to put this out here for Joker. You know, part of it is what the team was able to do without him, going like, what was it? Like 19-8 or something like that. Like it was like 2-to-1 ratio with the games. Yeah, he's been back here now a couple games and they're like 2-2 or something like that. But you know what? He's the best player out there, and it's go out there and try to stop him. Yes, the Nuggets are still out there and still hurting with their with other players. We're down all of our starters, but you know what? What he's able to do, he elevates these other guys to be so much better, and you just don't understand that. Giving him that prop, and the best thing about him as well is that he does not care about his stats, because he just now tied number 2 overall during last night's game for the most triple doubles in league history. He needs one more to be officially second in behind just him at number 2 by himself, but he's going to get Russell Westbrook's overall record of what is it, like 2-0 something. He's going to get it. If it's not going to be this year, it's going to be right away in the beginning of next year, where he'll have the number 1 spot overall. And giving him his props, and like how I say, he does not care about stats. And people keep on saying he's pat statting, he's doing all this. Go try to stop him. You're not stopping him. Go and stop him. And you can't do it. And that's the best part about it. And that's what I love. And that's why he should be a 5-time All-Star, 5-time in a row. Not All-Star, but I'm talking about 5-time MVP.
A league MVP.
Because they have the quote-unquote voter fatigue on him and whatnot. And I'm like, how can you do that to a guy that is clearly the best in the world, and you're still not giving the MVP because you don't want to give it to him every year? Like in the NBA, that actual award is a joke. But that's what I love about it. And Joker doesn't care about that award either. You know, and that's what I love about it. He's just there to make his team better, and you see it day in and day out when they're playing.
Absolutely agree. I mean, Joe could rather be out there with his horses, right? You know,
Yeah.
like
He would.
But like when they say Pat Stanton, it pisses me off. You see the way this guy passes to get his teammates the ball so they can score?
Yeah.
Come on, man. He's making a pass that nobody's gonna see, and if that's Stat Patton, then you know what? You have no clue what you're talking about, because that dude, man, you're absolutely right. I agree with it. Let's put some props on it for the Joker.
Yeah.
So I'll go next because it sounds like Joe wants to go last. You can go next. You want to go next?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, my bro.
All right. So first thing, I just want to shout out my son, Giovanni. He's playing basketball in the league right now, and his team finally got a win yesterday. They're 1-2. And
Yeah. Congrats, bro.
how many deep shots did you hit last night?
1.
You hit he hit a 3-pointer last night, so he had a couple of points, a couple of steals. but his team finally got a win. So just want to shout you guys out. So
Heck yeah.
good job.
Giovanni for 1, 2, 3.
Bow, 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 bow.
Love it.
Good job. Keep it going.
Yeah, keep it going. Keep hustling.
And then the real one I want to shout out. I got a video to play here.
Hold on real quick. That's so dope that you brought him on, bro. I'm going to tell you this, man. And, I'm going to put some props on it for you just for that. I'm going to let you do your thing. We'll come back to me. But, man, what a great thing you just did there to shout out your son. All of us, we definitely got his back. And let me know, like I said, when he got the game coming up or whatever, we'll definitely go root him on, my bro.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't get to watch it neither last night, but my dad and mom and this season, mom gets watched a lot. She didn't get to watch a lot of his games before, so it's good she gets to see now too. So, but yeah, my main put some props on it is going to go out to Peyton Watson. I know he got hurt last night, but the dude's been tearing it up. He's been balling. He's been putting up numbers. Hopefully, this injury isn't gonna hurt him too much. Looks like a month, maybe a little bit longer. But I just want to send a shout out to P. Watt and the Nuggets. Peyton's been playing really good, man. He's gonna get his name in there for most improved player of the year. We'll see how it plays out. But I want to play this short video of him giving it to Chet Holmgren the other day in his face, putting him on a poster. So, yeah. So let me pull this up and let y'all see it.
Williams out with the continued thigh issue. Alex Caruso missing another game with the adductor. And then maybe the biggest under-the-radar miss right now is A.J. Mitchell, who is having a phenomenal season as another scorer. Listen.
Look at that! In your face!
In his face. He put him on that poster, man. So, and let him know about it. So, Peyton, man, you've been playing really good. Sad to see you got hurt, but man, you stepped up with the injuries and turned into a really good baller. And I hope we keep you here and we pay you here because I don't want to see you leave. And I think us with what happened today with the trade deadline, I think we are freeing some money to keep you around here. So, shout out, some props on it.
Watson.
Gosh, that was. You talk about being postered, bro. That, oh my gosh, dude.
I was on the phone with you. That's why I said, "Oh my god." That's why I said, oh my.
Yeah, I mean, geez, bro. Bro's raw, and let's all wish for the best, wishful thinking, all that stuff. What I'm gonna do is put some props on it for Broncos organization for handling all the stuff that they had to go through, the money situation. The cap hits, the no coaching, just everything. The field improvements, all of that. I want to give it out to them for giving us the best chance to make it this year. Even though we got close. I'm not going to get discouraged because we're only going to be a building franchise. And so my props want to go out to this Broncos ownership that has no problem taking care of the whole Broncos organization, fan base, and all of that. I was a little iffy at first, but you know what? What I will say, without ownership starting there, man, Broncos aren't going to be here. So I'm going to put some props on it for Broncos ownership.
I don't know if you do it on a certain day because they just announced today the ticket prices for next year. And ticket prices did go up about 8-9%, depending on your section or whatever. So for me, my tickets went up about 7% itself. So I get it. It was, it's expected. And what I still love about it is that they didn't do what they did to the Detroit Lions fans when they started going up, and the Detroit ownership did their fans dirty, like 30%. From the year. But again, they also didn't raise their prices for a long time, but when they started getting good, they hit that price. It's expected. We're in the middle of the pack of, price per ticket right now, so I still love that part. I just hope that when the new stadium is built, after they get that ready to go and that they don't pass on that PSL over to us. I hope that they take it. They take the full of it. They're getting their money back anyway. We don't need to lose the true Bronco fans that are there in the stadium, because that will end up pricing a lot of people out.
I agree with you. I mean, you're a season ticket holder, man. You're there on the tailgates. I mean, you were almost hopefully. And I'm gonna tell you, everyone, that for next year, let's all vote Libre Fan of the Year, man, because that guy deserves it. You know what
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
I seriously believe that. The organization went through, and I know inflation happens, and this and that, but you're absolutely right. Detroit went from nothing to somebody, and now all of a sudden, you want to come watch them? Here's what you got to pay. I don't think that's going to happen in Denver, because Denver's fan base is totally different than Detroit's. Where
100%.
So I will say that. Once again, put some props on it for Joe's son. And you know what, guys? Do you want to do comments, or you want me to get into it, Joe?
Let's throw up a couple of comments here. We had some up here. Let's see. Biggie Bronco, he said it might actually take this year's first round pick and next year's first round pick, and probably another pick.
He's still on it.
Yeah.
Hey, did you have Bijan in your
Come
fantasy
on,
league? I think that's what happened. He had Bijan in his fantasy league. But I love it, Biggie Bronco.
I've heard a lot of people talking about Bijan, so he's definitely a hot one that that people are thinking about here in Denver. But the price tag is definitely high, and I would rather, like I said, I'd rather have Breece Hall or even Andrew. I think your cousin has one coming up here too in a second.
Okay.
Have you guys heard about who they're going to replace the wide receivers coach with yet? I have not heard that yet.
I have not heard anything yet either.
Me neither.
I think it should be announced soon. But whoever it is, like I said, like Libre is saying, I hope we get somebody a big first a wide receiver number one, because I'm not trying to say Cortland is not a number one, but he is not a big number one. So we need a dominant number one, and I think with Sutton going to the other side, or even being able to move the slot, I think it'd be a lot better for him. And he's still a good veteran. Still a really good player, but I definitely think we need to bring someone in here to be the dominant wide receiver.
But you also got to consider the fact that the new wide receiver coach or this or that, like Sean Payton's got to let the reins off and let people do their jobs, open that playbook up so they can do what they got to do. So whoever it is, we can't look. I don't look at running back, quarterback coaches, or any of them because Sean is so hogtied everybody. You know what I mean? So I hope next season goes in and whoever we hire has immunity to do what their job is supposed to be.
For sure. Then this is your cousin, right, Tim?
Yes, sir. What up, Drew?
He said Denver should go after Najee Harris. That's not a bad one either.
That is not. I like that one.
And Biggie Bronco come back. He said, I agree with you on Breece Hall, but I still think Bijan Robinson is more like Adrian Peterson, and you can run the whole offense through him. I'm not agreeing with you. Like I said,
right.
We could just do a whole show on Robinson. You know what I mean? Like, let's.
That's why Atlanta has that price tag so high, because they know what they got.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I just don't know if that price tag is gonna be working for us. And your cousin also said props for me would have to be Jamal Murray, since Joker has been out. Guy has been balling and trying to win with what he had, putting up big numbers. Even with Joker last night, he put up more than 35 points. Jamal has been playing pretty good. He gets lost at sometimes, but he's still a really good player. And I'm glad he got his All-Star nod this year. So I'm with you on that, Andrew.
100%
Finally, that can take us into what we're going to do next. Joe, you down for that?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Before you go, I do have to drop out, guys. I want to say thank you for bringing me on. Have to get up early for tomorrow. Have some family things going on, but have to get ready for that. But I appreciate you guys 100%. We have to do this again for the future. Maybe do something during the off season and whatnot. But again, much love to you guys. Again, thank you again.
Libre, got nothing but love for you, my bro. Thank you for the whole season, my
Nothing
bro.
but love, guys. All right. Peace out.
See you next time.
Yes, sir.
And we got let's keep rolling. Let's get this fourth and fourth cast done.
What's up? What's up? Fourth and forecast. Shout out to Libre once again. Thank you for
Yes.
coming on. I know we ran a little bit late, but all three of us just got in the moment. You know what I mean? We're just talking and doing what we do, and it couldn't have been a greater show. So thank you very much, Libre. So first thing, all right, Mile High Outcast. The show topic is on to the next chapter. Joe, let's get into these Nuggets, bro. Let's get into these Nuggets. And you know what, man? We've had ups and downs. First thing I want to talk about with you is injuries. Are we going to be able to be a finals contender if we don't figure out how to stop injuries? Like, I know injuries happen unexpectedly. I get that. We all balled out. I get it. But we got to look at the future, because if we're at 3 now, like 1 or 2 losses, we're dropping down to like 6. You know what I mean? It's a tight squeeze. Would you, go ahead, Joe. Go and talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, it is. It is tight at the top of the West. So there's not very much space in between 1 to 6. You're definitely out. You're definitely in close runnings. With all the teams up there. So with the injuries we had, man, the injury bug has hit us hard. Man, we lost 4 of our starters. Pretty much 5 starters. So we've been out like
at the same time.
Yeah, at the same time. So Cam Johnson, man, I hope we get him back sometime. That bone bruise, I think he's a really good shooter. Peyton Watson being out now, that's a really big dagger for us, because he was stepping up and doing a lot to keep us in these games. Jokic is back. He's supposed to be on a minute restriction, but as you've seen last night, he played 40 plus minutes. So
yep,
I think that minute restriction is kind of it's kind of gone by the wayside. So
it's not like Jordan in his second season where they're like 14 minutes and you're done. Like
yeah. No, they're Adelman's going to try to keep him on a little minute restriction, but in a game like last night, going in double overtime, we needed everything we could get, and it still wasn't enough against New York. So, man, Aaron Gordon's injury, I want to sit him for at least 2 months, maybe even a little bit longer. And when he comes back, he needs to be on a strict minute restriction. I want to see him as healthy as he can be going into the playoffs, because without him being there and healthy, because last year in the playoffs, you see how he tried the best he can, but he just wasn't, his body wasn't physically there. And we have to have Aaron Gordon at least, I'd say last playoffs, he was probably about 70, 75%. We need him at 90 or above. And with that,
but you look at the offseason when he got his rest, look what he did when he came back, and he was murdering. You know what I'm just saying? Go ahead.
I know what you're saying, but then the calf and the hamstring came back again like last year. And even after the whole offseason, because that's like what do they call it? A soft tissue injury. So
yeah.
So it's really hard to like get it all the way together. So like I said, I just hope he's able to rest and just, get the treatment, get himself as healthy as he can, because we definitely are going to need him in all the series we play in the playoffs. We can't win a 7-game series against too many teams without Aaron Gordon being healthy. We can do it with P. Watt not being in there. I think he should be back by then. But Cam Johnson, we could do it with some of these other guys, but we definitely cannot do it without Aaron Gordon. He's the backbone for the whole team. And like I said, that's one guy I hope we are able to get back in the playoffs and make the run with, because we won't make it that far without him.
Agreed. Here's my take to that is that we got to make it there, right? We can't keep declining.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair for everyone to be like, okay, everyone's to the bench and whatnot. And now people that were on the bench are getting hurt. We got to make it there to give Aaron that kind of opportunity to do that. I agree with you. Let's not rush it, and then it lose them in the playoffs and get smashed. There's no reason for that. Get there without him, and then have him come back with dominance. You know what I mean? I agree with you totally there. I mean, and now you got the new thing with what happened last night. Bro, how did you feel when that happened?
What's that?
The injury for Watson.
I wasn't watching it, but I heard, and I'm like, oh no, dude! Like that's the first. When they said he was hobbling off the court, I said, no, not him. I said, just not Peyton Watson, man. We could have maybe did it with Spencer Jones, somebody else getting hurt, but P. Watt he usually takes the best offensive player and guards him. So he's usually our number one defender. Last night he got 250. He got to his 250th block. I'm pretty sure. So he steps up all over on defense. So his activity and everything. It's gonna be hard to replace that.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? The next thing I'm gonna get into about the Nuggets, and I'm gonna call it this: we have ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I say that is because going back to the injury thing is when you finally do get a group of starters back together, it doesn't seem like the chemistry is fully there. So it's like almost when the starters come back, it's like we should be dominant, but I get it. They haven't balled together for a while, so they get thrown back in there, and then another injury possibly happens, this and that. Do you think that we have enough chemistry in this team to make a run at a finals run? And I'm not just talking playoffs, man. I'm talking finals run. I mean, because you got to go through OKC again, and that's going to be a revenge series if we get to that point. Do you think we have enough chemistry to come back through all these injuries and through not having Mike Malone and anymore, which I agree of getting rid of him, but, the chemistry there, it's like one game it's there and it's like, bam, they know where everyone's going to be at. Like, and then it's the next game. It's like, somebody make a cut, somebody do this. Would you agree or disagree with me?
Well, I definitely agree. Like just the dunk I showed from Peyton Watson, as you've seen, he went and set a screen up top for Jamal, but it was a fake screen. It was just a slip screen. So he was going to fake like he was going to set the screen and then slip to the basket. And who else? Jokic behind the back, right to him, So definitely with where we're at, I don't know if we can make that full finals run unless AG is all the way healthy. We have to have a healthy AG to be able to make a deep playoff run. We can get pretty far with everybody else, but if we don't have a healthy AG and everybody else on the starting, five, I think everybody else could be. But like I said, if we don't have AG healthy and springy and like he normally is, I don't mind him out there shooting threes. He's gotten really good at that. But I also need him to be able to hit the boards and play some good defense. And without him being healthy, I don't think we are able to make a deep playoff finals run.
Definitely agree. And then the latest, I mean, they're talking about trading Hunter Tyson.
He did. He got traded.
Oh, it did happen.
Yeah. I'll read it here. Shams, he said, the NBA guru. He said the Denver Nuggets are trading Hunter Tyson and a 2032 second-round draft pick to the Brooklyn Nets for the lesser favorable of a Clippers Hawks 2026 second-round pick. Denver creates an open roster spot for the buyout market and gets out of the luxury tax. So
that's what I was going to bring up there. It frees up a seat.
Mm-hmm.
My question to you, I think it's a smart move. I think it's a very, very smart move. It was a multi organization move. It wasn't just that. It was like a couple teams involved, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, to possibly with the way the injuries are going, I mean, who knows what can happen? You know what I mean? To fill a slot like that over like literally just be like, here you go. That I mean, I'm not disrespecting the man. To make it to the NBA is talent, but to me, that's a good move.
I don't mind it. They were talking about getting rid of Zeke Naji at first. They may not have been able to find anyone to take his contract because we did give him a good chunk of change. But
Yeah.
Hunter Tyson, I thought he was playing pretty good. I would have liked to have seen him stood, but if you couldn't get rid of Zeke Naji, you had to get rid of one of them. So one of the two had to leave. Like I said, I would have liked to see Hunter stay here, but hey, we had to let him go to get this roster spot. Now with the roster spot being available, there's a couple players out there on the buyout market. It's not too crazy hot right now, but Mike Conley from the Timberwolves or wherever he was at, he's out there still.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd be a bad shooter to bring in. I just don't know how, because he's not a big guard. He's kind of more of a smaller guard, so he'd be more on the Pickett, Murray type of thing. He wouldn't be. He's not a 6'6" type of a guard, and he's a little older, but I mean, with that vet, he's got a good shot. I don't think that'd be bad. I haven't looked at everybody else who's still out there. I don't want to bring in Chris Paul just because he's just a point guard. He's not like a point guard. So
I'm not saying I want Chris Paul here, but I'm a huge Chris Paul fan. Wake Forest, all that. Like, I always loved and respected what Chris Paul's done for the NBA. At this time, it would be depending. But if you got a seat that you got to fill, like, don't go chase Chris Paul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't go overboard and be like, oh, like, because we're already selling out. I mean, I don't want to knock Chris Paul, bro. But I think the reason why somebody would get him is to fill the fan base and the seats and stuff like that. I don't want to disrespect him like that, so I hope you don't think I do. But at this particular time in his career, I don't even think it's being looked at.
Yeah, and I was fixing my car like yesterday and today, so I haven't been fully tuned into everything that's happened in the trade deadline. I try to look at it, but there may be a couple other players out there that I'm missing. So let's see. With the rest of the season going along, I definitely think there could be a player or two that we could find bring in here that could help us. But still, if we don't have a AG healthy, I'm just not fully confident in our playoff run being a deep playoff run.
Well, that's because your ball. You know what I mean? Like, I agree with you 100%. Like, there's no way we can get into it without him. So we do have to get there without him. We do. Yeah. But we have to bring him back in a healthy capacity where he's able to sustain non-injury protocol to get us to the finals, to get us to the Graceland and get us where we want to be. So yeah, man, that's pretty much our Nuggets take right now. Joe, if you want to hit some comments, and we're gonna get out of here with the Avs after that.
Yeah. We'll bring up some comments here. We got Shy Vargas. I think he was the one that was in here. No, we got Weaver, Jay Weaver. He came in here and said Murray flurries all season. Not all season. They've been.
I agree.
But when it's flurrying, Murray's like I said, I just think he gets lost a little bit in just not being as aggressive. When he has that chip on his shoulder and he's playing mad, I think he's a really good player when he's playing mad. And I just think he doesn't have that mad spirit every night that a lot of players have. He can get lost and just not be as dominant because he's not being challenged that night. And I really think he has to be a mad player to take advantage of the game, to take control of the game.
No, it is give and take. So I'm hearing you out, and I also get what Jay's saying. And I wanted it to flurry all season. Don't get me wrong, but like when Jokic came back, you kind of seen him giving up that rock a lot back to Joker, and I'm like, dude, you just commanded your troops, stay in there. Joker's not a glory hound. He's like, oh, I don't need 50 points a game. He's not like that. So in that capacity, I would say Murray needs to work on something where, man, you know what? Even though you got the best player in the league in the world, keep doing your thing.
Yeah, for sure. Then we got George coming in and say Jokic cost us the game last night for the first time. 1 of 13 chucking up threes was hard to watch. You're not alone on that. I was listening to the radio and they kept asking. I said, man, Jokic just keeps shooting threes and he keeps missing. They said, maybe he needs to start driving and, going down to the hole a little bit more, because 1 for 13 from 3 is
ridiculous.
Especially as a big guy. I mean, I understand Jokic is Jokic, 2-time MVP, but I mean, when you're not hitting that much, when you're that bad from 3, you got to start doing.
Give it up for a little bit. But you know what? I think we could all agree, and I thought he was going to hit that buzzer. You know what I mean?
It was close. It was close. I would have rather had somebody else shoot it, but I wasn't opposed to it. Jokic put it up. It was close. He's done it before, so I that's why I can't take it away from him.
Yeah, definitely.
But at 1 for 13, I probably would have set my play for somebody else that had a little bit higher shooting percentage that game.
Yeah.
We were coming in and said P. Watt being out is so crushing. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Dude, that's a tough one to come up. That's a tough one to overcome. Very tough.
Well, he just stepped up so much, man. It was like, man, what? Now another one? Here it is, Joe. Here, another one? Really? Can we catch a break and not try to be healthy? I mean, we're trying to nurture other players back to health, and then you get him going, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Shai Vargas coming in here said Nuggets need to stop turning the ball over. You dang right. The turnovers hurt the most, and especially unforced turnovers. They get lackadaisical with the ball here and there and throw some bad passes and just aren't they don't have the ball security that they need to be a dominant playoff team, and then they can do it. That's the thing, that they can do it. They just seem to get a little lackadaisical at times. So, and turnovers hurt us a lot. That's for sure.
For sure.
And cool. We can keep it going.
All right. So we're going to end this here. What we're trying to do, the name of the show, once again, on to the next chapter. We all love our Broncos. And I did not expect to go that long with Joe and Lee Ray, but when you get 3 homies together and just talking sports, Broncos can go for 24 hours, nonstop. But what we're trying to do here is give our perspectives and everything that we did for the whole Broncos season, going into the Nuggets and Avs as well. So, you know what? Starting with the Avs, I know they look a little suspect lately. I think they had their first shutout of the season, right, against above all, the Red Wings. Yep, it was a 2-0 loss, and I don't mind the loss, but it's like, what's kind of happening is they did not look as fast as they normally do on that ice as they did all season. And please, anybody still out there in the comments, I know we still got some viewers out there, Avs fans, please comment on anything you have to say about anything. But it looked to me like they were just not in that game. Do you think they're getting tired, Joe? I hate to even ask that question, but do you think they're getting tired?
They may have gotten a little tired. I think the All-Star break or the Olympic break just happened. So yeah, they might have been getting a little tired. They were dominant the whole season, so they've been scoring, playing defense, and they've been a really dominant team this year so far. So yeah, they may just need a little break. I'm pretty sure it's the Olympic break that's happening, but you gotta.
It is the Olympic break, yeah.
Okay, because we got like 6 or so players playing for the different teams that they're gonna represent. So I don't think they need the break. I think this will be a good break for the Avalanche. the players that go play for their countries.
Their home country, yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll get them a little rejuvenated. Hopefully they stay healthy and none of them get hurt. But I definitely think it'll be good for them to go, play for their country pride, and they'll be able to come back, with that with the fire for the second half of the season. So, I definitely think they probably did get a little tired towards the last couple of games, and the 2-0 loss is definitely not something we're used to seeing. We're definitely used to seeing the Avs put some points up. So
yeah. And the thing that scares me about the Olympic break is, I get it. Everyone go rep their country. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. It scares me as an Avs fan. Like, all right, it's the Olympics. Like, I get it. Everyone wants to win for their country, but I'm like, we got. I can't remember how many. I think we got like 3 or 4 going out there and playing, and it's like, it's a little scary about wondering about injuries, and then on top of that, the way, because you always want to go into the break, right? Whether it's an All-Star break, an Olympic break, or whatever it is, you always want to go into that like in a winning capacity, and they started kind of falling off a little bit. I'm not saying that they're done by all means, but if you go on records, I mean, it's a tight division. I mean, it's a tight playoff run to go. So when they come back from Olympic break, I mean, we got to go back out there the way we did the whole season. Does that make sense?
Oh, of course. Of course. And like I said, I think for how dominant they were playing, they probably got a little bit tired, a little bit complacent, and they'll go into this little break, and I think it'll even the players that aren't playing, they'll be watching and supporting whoever, and I think they'll come back rejuvenated and focused for the second half of the season.
Yeah, definitely. We got George over here. Missing Landeskog is a huge. Our captain brings the intensity back, and you're not wrong, dude. You are so not wrong, bro. Because any captain goes down, you're gonna feel it. And what I will say about this, thing, I mean, getting back to going in, I think we're like at a $9 million in the dead cap. So it's good for the trade market. I mean, there's multiple things that you can do to do. So they got stuff coming in. You know what I mean? It's not like we need all the help, but I mean, that $9 million definitely helps.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, like I said, the Avs will be all right in the second half of the season. They'll come back. They'll come back hot, focused, and ready, and go to dominate again, and we'll see how it turns out in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Yeah,
definitely. What I will say, Joe, is man, we had a hell of a show. Libre was here. I wish we could get into it more and more. Like, I mean, man, me and you can go for days. I appreciate everyone out there in the comments.
Sure.
I appreciate Libre being on the show. I want to say to Sandy, Lenny, my brother George, to everybody, safe travels, man. You know what I mean? I wish you guys a great weekend. And I will say this. I love the fact that you brought your son on. I know he's shy, but, at least he stepped up to the camera, Joe.
For sure. And I had one I was going to shout out to. Let me see if I can remember who it is. We had some high school basketball players from Denver that got on I want to say we have like, dang, I can't find it here, but I know we had I want to say like 5 or maybe 6 high school basketball players from Colorado that are going to be McDonald's All-Americans. So we have yeah, I want to say it was probably like 3 or 4 girls, and I want to say like 2 guys. One of the guys was from Northfield High School, straight from my mom and dad's house, and I can't remember what the other one is. I'll have to bring it up next week. But yeah, we had a I just want to shout them out, man. All the players from high school basketball players from Colorado that got to be McDonald's All-Americans. Shout out to y'all. Good job, and just go represent Colorado and good luck in your next adventures after high school basketball, wherever y'all go. I know a couple of them already committed, but yeah, good luck and everything with and represent Colorado.
Joe, once again, I'm gonna tell you like I do all the time. I love when you pull shit like that out, man. That means a lot. Hopefully, some of these high school kids start jumping on this podcast. We got to figure out a way to reach out to them, just to know that you got their back and youth sports, and I mean we do. You know what I mean in general. So I love when you do stuff like that. To everybody out there, we're about to get out of here, and what I'm gonna say to everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We the Mile High Outcast. Medlock, you have a great night. Thank everyone for tuning in, and Mile High salute.
Montana Montoya.
Turn it up. Let the city feel the bass. Every word's a touchdown.